Hi everybody and welcome. It's Joni from Granny J Clay, and as I promised, I'm going to show you how to make well, today it's going to be a gingerbread boy. So we're gonna do one together, and as you see, I've already rolled out my clay, but I want to talk to you about the clay a little bit. This is Sculpey Original, and this is terracotta, and it's absolutely the most perfect color for a gingerbread man or girl. This is an old box, and I dug it out, and it was still easy to work with. It's soft, but it's not overly soft. So it came like this in the package, and I've used that much of it. And I decided I would order some more. This is a 1 pound box. I believe I got this at Michael's, many years ago. Just saved it. But my new clay came, and it didn't come in the box. It came like this, and I'm feeling it, and it feels just as soft. It says it stays soft until you bake it, which is true. This is a little bit softer. This is original Sculpey, a little bit softer than the Primo. Perfect, absolutely perfect for making gingerbread people. So let's get started. I rolled this out on on my Atlas 180. On a 0, and that's my widest. And I'm going to stay with my widest because I'm going to use something to texture the clay. I'll dig that out right now. And when you do that, when you use a texture sheet, what happens is I'm going to use this sponge-like piece. But when you use a texture piece, it tends to, and roll it through on the very same setting, like 0, it tends to stretch it out a little bit, and which is just fine. So let me just do that. Okay, and you can see how it came out. If you can see the print, it's really pretty. It's a perfect cookie, gingerbread cookie look. I think, anyway. Now I'm going to bring in my gingerbread boy, and I'm going to see how much room I need. I think I'll be able to get, let's see, if I go this way, let me see. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to run it through again and just get this edge through. It may not have caught that. Okay. Now I'm going to just take it and go like this and press it down. It doesn't seem to want to catch that edge for some reason. But I might need the edge when I cut my cookie or my gingerbread boy out. So I'm just going to go all the way around and just press it like that. Okay. And we'll see what we get here. I'm going to cut this in half. I always like to make a nice substantial ornament. So I cut it in half. I'm going to turn this around. It's going to be the back of the ornament. So they both have a print on it, a cookie-like print. Let's see here. I'm just gonna put it on there like that and see if that's gonna fit, and I believe it will. Let me just turn it over and see if I've got enough room when I do that. I do, but let me just trim this so I make sure I'm not getting into an area I shouldn't be into, because I for sure want a double-sided one, and if I got too close to the edge I wouldn't get that double side. Okay, all right, let's see. I'm going to do it like that. Get rid of this other clay over here. Just put it over here, and now I'm going to get a piece of cellophane, or again from Costco, this stretch tight plastic food wrap. This is when you get a little bit of a beveled edge, and that always looks nice, I think. So we'll do that. Gotta stretch it on there really nicely so it pulls when you press on the cookie cutter. You want it to pull a bit. All right, now I'm going to put it here in the middle, in the center here, and I'm going to take my acrylic block, my scalloped acrylic block. It's very old. Got it at Michael's. Let's see, make sure I'm on the cookie, or on the clay. All right, now I'm going to press it down. And you can tell when it goes down, it kind of, there's sort of almost like a little, I don't know, crunch, something like that. And then I just press it nice and hard all over, so make sure I get it cut. And then I lift it up. And, oh, it is going to lift off. I thought we might have a piece of cellophane left on the Gingerbread Boy, but we're not going to. Oh, that's very nice. Okay, that looks very nice. Now I'm going to go around the edge and just kind of smooth him out a little bit. No matter, it seems, I can't get a completely clean edge, it seems like, but really close. And this little tool, I believe I got these at Michael's too. You know, when I first started claying, that's where I went. I went to Michael's almost all the time, or Hobby Lobby too to get clay, but it seems like I was at Michael's more than Hobby Lobby. Sometimes Joann Fabrics also. They have clay, or they did anyway. I haven't been there looking for clay in a long time. I don't know if they have it anymore, but I would bet they would. Okay, now once you get that to where you think you want it, yeah, that looks good. What I like to do is I like to lift it up off my glass. And so I just bring it in from the top and squeeze down. And you can see that there's a few little edges that still need to be. I just walk around it a little bit. And you know, the gingerbread man has nice edges. Nothing's real close together. So it makes it quite easy to run your finger around it very lightly. And if there's something else that's on the edge, you are able to, that's a stinker right there, you are able to get it off pretty easily, Okay. So our visit with Dan's mom, my husband's mom, went really well. He was in for a while by himself so he could see his mama. And since he's been vaccinated, he could take his mask off. And she had her mask off too. She's been vaccinated. But because I wasn't, I had to go in a little bit later. And I went in and with my mask on, and then they put their masks on as well. Okay, let me just wipe this a little bit. So that's cute, isn't it? I think what I'll do is I'll bring my little piece of parchment paper in, and I'll work on that. That way I can turn it and so forth if I want to. We'll see if that works okay. But anyway, so I got to go in and see her. She didn't know either one of us, which was always hard, but she did seem to enjoy my husband being there and my being there, and my husband sang with her, and he prayed the Lord's Prayer with her, and she prayed along. She knew the words, so that was just a real blessing. So it was really worth it. We ended up going up one day and coming back the next day after we saw her, but it was so worth the trip, just really worth the trip. Okay, here's our little guy. Now we're going to decide what we want to do, how we want to decorate him. Let me just bring my other little boy in and show you. This is my first gingerbread boy that I made. Well, not my first one, but my first one just recently. And I really like that. That's really cute. And I told you I wouldn't be making him, but let's see, maybe I will. Let me just put him over here. I made another one. I like this one too. This one you haven't seen. And this cute little guy has his pajamas on, and if you notice, he's got Christmas trees for buttons. He's wearing a little stocking cap. And I've been using beads to make this little area where you hang it. So he's cute. I like his jammies. Maybe we'll do that for him. I quite like that look. So maybe we'll do that. Let me put these away. And let's see, let's figure out what we want for PJs for him. I got some clay back here in some drawers, and I will pull it out. And you know what? Actually, I've got some clay left over from another project, and I just might use this on him, even though it does have. Oh, it doesn't want to open. There. It's from the project I made. The other project where he has pajamas on. And you know what? I think I'm going to just use that up and use it just like this. And yes, the brown will be in there, but that's okay. I think it'll be really cute, really cute. Let me see. I'll move him off for a minute. Let me see if we can't roll this out and run it through the machine a little bit. He'll just have a semi-twin brother, won't he? Anyway. Our trip up and back to the Minneapolis area was hot. Oh my. And they did have some storm go through up there, but where we were, it didn't come through very much. You see this little, it's just clay, but I don't like that. So I'm going to take it off, just smooth it out. This is going to be pretty. Ooh, that's even prettier, I think. I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to run it through my machine here on a 0, which is the widest. Okay, that's one side. I love the pearl in here. You know, I think I like this. This is more colorful. There's some areas that look stretched out, so I'm just going to work it. You know how clay is? You can just do what you want with it, kind of. So I'm just working it with my finger here just to get out some of those little markings, and then I might run it through again. Let's see. But you know what I want to do this time? I think I'm going to put kind of a Christmassy look on it. So, I love this swirly texture sheet. And I took it off the wooden block, so it's kind of a mess on the back. But that's how I like it. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to lay this down, and I can't run this through the machine. It's way too thick. It would damage my machine. So I'm just going to lay this down, and you could put cornstarch on this just to be sure that it would release easily. But I don't press that hard, so I'm just going to not use a release of any kind. You could use water as a release as well, but I think we're going to be okay. We'll see. It doesn't have to be very deep print when you take it off. Usually turn it over, and then I just pull it off. Oh, that's pretty. Look, what do you think? I like that. It just looks Christmassy, doesn't it? Okay, we'll get rid of that. Oh, I love it. Okay, now I have to decide exactly where I want to put this on him and what area to use. I love the blues, and I love that too, the cream. So let me see where I want to go. I think I'm going to go up here in this area. Yeah, okay, and then what I'm going to do is use another piece of my plastic wrap. And I don't want a double thickness of this. Which, you know, what you could do is you could make him out of this and not make it look like he's dressing in it. In other words, you could make his body out of this color and just add arms and legs and his head. But this is kind of fun. It's like dressing a little doll or something like that. So do I want this way? This way? Ooh, I kind of like that. Or do I want it this way and I get, ooh, Okay. I love getting a lot of blue in here, so maybe I'll move it down a little bit more. And I think we're going to do it right there. So let me get my block. Where did I put it? There it is. Okay, I'm going to press them down. Now, obviously, this isn't one of my copper cookie cutters. It's just a cookie cutter I bought years ago, and I just decided I'd use it for this. Okay. You know what? He doesn't look like he went all the way through. I'm gonna make sure I get it lined up here just about right. And press it again, kind of go back and forth, up and down a little bit. Okay, that should do it. Oh, that's pretty. All right, I'm just gonna lay this little guy up here for a minute. We might use him for something else, we'll see. Now I wanna pull him off the glass as well. So I'm gonna start here and just pull through. Okay, I didn't show you the back. When you do that, it generally flattens your print out all the way around the edge, just barely. I don't know if you can tell that or not, but not enough to make any difference. I mean, it's just fine. And I think I'm just not going to use my other little tool. I'll just use my finger to get this off. And we're going to be cutting his legs and arms off anyway on this. Okay. So, I hope you guys are all doing well and enjoying these days and not having flooding or storms or tornadoes or anything like that in your areas. But I don't know. They seem to come this time of year, don't they? We have a deck that we like to sit out on, and we just put our furniture back out there, or actually the pads for the furniture, because we didn't want to, all right, let's see. I'm gonna bring this in. Maybe I will just leave him there. Paper gets in the way. What I want to do is, anyway, we're getting that ready, and we have a house being built right behind us. And so it's kind of hard to sit out there when they're out there building, but in the evening it's nice to go out and just sit. We have to wipe the dust off though. So I want to put this little outfit on this little guy, and I don't want his head, and I don't want arms, and I don't want all the legs, so this is what I have to do. I'm going to, let's see here. I'm going to cut it about right there. I'm going to cut this about right there. Put that there and that up here. And I think we will do a little bit here and a little bit here. And now for the head, can you see that I'm kind of making an outfit for him? You've probably done something like this before, I'm sure you have. So now this, I'm going to probably scoop it just a little bit more than I did that one that I made previously. There we go. All right, so now he's ready to be placed on this guy. You see how we can just do that so simply? Isn't that cool? You gotta line it up just right though. Well, let's get it lined up. So it won't be on the back, but it'll be on the front, kind of like you frost a cookie. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, I like that. All right, let me just show you him and show you from the side. Make sure I push it down all the way. Okay. All right. That's really cute. And I'm going to make another ridge here and ridge on each one of these. And so I go back to the little foot that I cut off, and I'm going to cut part of this like that off. And I'm going to come back in and place it right there on top of his little PJs. And then I'm going to get the other foot, and I'm going to cut a little piece like that again. And I'm going to come over and I'm going to place it about right there. These little guys are so fun to make. All right, now I'm going to do the same with the arms. Cut that one, and then I'm going to bring it over here, and oops. I'm going to stretch him out just a little, make him a little bit longer there. There we go. And then that one. And then I've got the other part that I cut off of his arm. So I'm going to take some of that and Let's see if I want it up. I think I want it up. Okay, I put that up here. Stretch it out just a little bit. Make sure it comes all the way down. You can kind of finagle it a little bit, you know what I mean? Okay, so far so good. Okay, now to make this little area in here, excuse me, I'm just going to come back in and I'm going to cut a little area like that off. And then I'm just going to come in, that was from the head part that I had cut off prior. And I'm going to see what I need to do on it. I'll see. Okay, I'm going to take off a little bit down here because it seems too skinny. And then I'm going to just stretch it lightly. Like that. Just stretch it out a little bit. See if I've got it right there. Nope, needed a little bit more than that. A little bit more. So I'm going to stretch it out. I'm very careful so I don't tear the clay. It wouldn't be a big deal if I did. I could make another strip. But you'd rather have too much than too little and be able to come across his neckline. Here we go. And I want to make sure. Yep, there we go. And that one's going to come up here. So that looks pretty good. All right. So we'll do that. These are so fun. Can you tell I enjoy making them? I think you would have such a great time too. They're just easy. And it's just truly so many things that you can do with these kids. Kids, I call them kids. Okay, now what I want to do is I got this little tool here. And it's got a little end on it that's kind of protrudes. And I'm just going to go along and make some ridges in the cuffs. Not too hard, but you have to press to get it in. All right, go this way so I can see what I'm doing a little bit better. All right. Now, I didn't come all the way down to the bottom on that, so I'm coming back and redoing that a little bit. Okay. So that's his cuffs. Now I'm going to come back up on his arms, and we're going to do the same sort of ridging thing on his arms. And I'll bring it around this way, and we'll come here. I love making these. When I first started, I think I told you I made bunnies all the time, and pigs and those kinds of things. But I'll tell you what, I just had the best time making those little characters. You can really use your imagination on them and go with it. I made a kangaroo carrying a parasol, and it had a little Joey in its pocket, a little baby kangaroo. I've given most of those things away, so I would show them to you otherwise. Okay, so there's his jammies. And since I used my small cutter, I've shown you my cutters that I had, but there, I'll show you that way. That's the Christmas tree that I used prior. And then I used this on another one. I'm going to show you some more that I made at the end of this, but I used that tiny little bow as well. This is wide on top, but it's not as wide on the bottom. You can see I dipped that in cornstarch. So I'm not going to use either of those. Let me see what else I have. Oh, you know what? This would be cute just to use a little gingerbread man. I got this tiny little gingerbread man. Let's see if I can get some out of this and just put it. I want to put it right in the middle, but I want to use the white or the pearl color. So I'm going to do it just like this. We'll see what happens if it comes out decent. Oh, isn't that just cute? Teensy, 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 weensy. So tiny. Okay, let's see if I can get that up off the glass, and I'll show it to you. Isn't he cute? Perfect button. A perfect button. And he's got a little sticking out here and there too, but I'm not going to mess with him too much because he'll lose his shape. So, and he's got a little bit of the Christmas design on his belly too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one up here. And then I'm going to make another one, quick. All right, here we have another one. You have to really be careful with these little guys because they lose their shape so quickly. All right, and I'm going to put him right here. Oh, now isn't that just too cute, you guys? You like it? Oh, he's cute. I like him. Okay, now what to do with his face? What to do with his face? Let's see here. The other one had a cap on. You know what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a wavy line. And so I'm going to get one of my wavy line cutters. And I'm going to go back to, move him out of the way, go back to where I have the pearl here. And I'm going to do a couple of wavy lines for the top of his head. Let's see if I can get them. There's one. Now that really looks gingerbreadish, doesn't it? Let's see if I can get this going here. Okay. Let me just cut that. Oh, that's cute. All right, let's see. I'm going to come up here, and I'm just going to go like this. My little gingerbread boy is going to have that across the top. And I'm going to put, well, maybe I won't. Yeah, I might. Let me see how that would look. Would it be too much? No, it wouldn't be too much. I'm going to do it. I'm going to put a little bit on his feet. Just a little bit way toward the end by the toes. Oh, that's just cute. Okay. Can you see him? Oh, isn't that just cute? I think the wavy lines tend to make them look a little bit more like a gingerbread. You know, I guess that's the, it's looking familiar, like a gingerbread tended to look. Now I'm going to come right on the end there and not do much at all. In fact, I can use this from the foot, and let's see what we do here. We'll just get a little one like here. Don't want to cut my gingerbread boy, so I'm going to cut right there, and then I want both sides to have the wave. Cut right there, and then cut it in half. Bring my gingerbread guy back in, and I'm going to stick one right toward the end of his hand here. Okay, and another one can come over here on this one, right toward the end. Oh, that's just cute. Oh, cute. Okay. See how fun these are? Oh my, you could just do so many things. That's one thing I used to love to do, you guys. I used to love to dress my bunnies. You know, dress them up and make them look so cute. All right, let's see here now. I'm going to make a mouth, and I think, let me think a minute here. Okay, let me make the eyes first, and you can make an eye out of a, let me just show you these. Okay, digging in my drawer, you can probably hear it. But this is just a little plunger. I got these at Michael's too when I first started claying. And so you could make a little circle. That's a circle. Or you could make an eye, a heart for an eye. That's what that one is. And, or this is like a teardrop. You could make a teardrop. And you know what? I'm looking at that, and that's pretty big. I think those are too big. Okay, so never mind on that. Let me see what else I have here. You could make a square eye. Oh, I know what I've got. You remember my leather cutters that I use for clay? I use these all the time. They're just really handy. Anyway, let's see here. Here's a teeny tiny circle. And that might be, yeah, that might do it. I think I might try this. The hard thing for this is I don't have a plunger to push it out. So what I generally do is just use my needle tool to push it out, and then it will leave a mark on one side. So then I end up turning it over and using the other side. So I'm going to turn this over right away, and I'm going to just push it through, and yep, stayed in there. Let's see if I can do this. Came out. No, that's not what I wanted. Okay. Okay, let me just turn it again. Try it again. Turn it, twist it, push it out again, very carefully, kind of pushing in little areas, coming out. It just didn't seem as white as I wanted it. Okay, that might do. Let me just sort of barely put it on there and see if that will do. Oh yeah, that's going to do. That's cute. Okay. But like I said, you don't have to stick to a circle. I made one that had lips made out of a heart, and I'll show you that at the end of the video. Let's see how this looks. Oh, that's cute. Now I'm going to push them down a little bit. That's good. I like that. Okay. Make sure those are on all the way. Okay, now what we want to have is a mouth. And I think I want a white mouth. Black seems to disappear, and I'll show you some that I have used black with, but at the end of the video. But let me just see here. I am going to use a circular cutter, and I'm going to try to shape a mouth. So let's do this. I'm just going to bring this in. And because I want it smooth, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to roll that print right out of there. Okay. Now I'm going to come in, and I'm going to cut like that. And then I'm going to come back in. This might be too big. We're going to just try it, okay? And I just made a mouth. We shall see if this is too big or not. Okay, that just stretched out, so it's, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come in and do that, and do that, and then I'll show you what else I'll do once I get this on him. And I kind of want it to lean to one side like that. Let's see, come back and get my little thing. Okay, make sure that this is coming up on this side a little ways. So he's kind of got a smile off to the side, kind of like that. Kind of a little smirk. And now what I want to do is I want to come back in and even make, where's my teeny weeny? Let's see here. I'm looking for a smaller cutter. then maybe this one. This is really tiny. This is itsy bitsy. I ordered some really tiny cutters a long time ago, and they're tiny. They are definitely tiny. So I'm gonna see if I can do this, twist it. Oh, and it stayed there, good. So I can get that off of there. Okay, so there's one. And what I'm gonna do is, I might just bring this in, kind of get it to stick on this a little bit, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. What I want it to do is I want it to be at the end of the smile. So it's sort of a dimple. Okay, that's going to go there. And then, yeah, that's great. They stayed, they didn't go up into the cutter. I like it. Oh, you know what? This might have to come down a little bit so it's not so close to the eye. I still want that little side kind of grin though. Okay. Yeah, that's cute. Now what I want to do is I want to, pardon me, I'm going to press down on that just a little bit. Let's see, what should I use? This is smooth. So I'm just going to come in and just give it a little bit of a push like that. And give it another little push like that. Okay. And turn him around. Oh, he's just cute. Isn't he cute? I like him. And what I'll do is just roll this up like I had before and twist it, and we'll have more clay to work with the next time I make something like this. All right. Oh, he's just so adorable. Okay. I have that design showing up here, and it almost looks like an error, so I'm going to rub that out of there. Okay. Oh, isn't that just cute? All right, now what I've been doing is I've been putting a hole in for the holder, and I'm going to do that now. Right there. I generally so often don't do this, but with the ornaments I've been kind of doing it. Putting in the hole, and then I have to get the clay out of that, so I'll just push it out with my needle tool. I don't know if you remember or not, but I actually took a big sewing needle, an upholstery needle, and I put it in clay, and then I just worked some scrap clay around it and baked it, and that's how I got this. So, and I have another one too. You can do a lot of things, just make some tools that you can use yourself. Now, I did not put any other markings on this guy, and I think he is just exactly the way he should be right now. When he comes out of the oven, I will put him in the oven now for, I'm going to bake him at 275 for 1 full hour. And let me just pick this up, and I'm going to show you some other things. So I've got some in here. I've got some clay stuck up in here, so. One of the things I have really figured out with clay is you can be very innovative with your cutters. Very innovative, and it's you just have to kind of think it through a little bit, and if you got a cutter to do it, rather than to draw it by hand, then use the cutter, because they're, you know, for me, 9 times out of 10, the cutter is much more accurate than me drawing it. I have a brother who draws beautifully, and a sister. But I don't have that ability. So, you know, you can't have everything, right? And I'm fine with that. Okay. Now, sometimes when they come back out of the oven, I will add things to them. So he'll go in for his first baking, and then, I don't know, maybe I'll put a candy cane over here or something on his hand. I don't know. Or I'll just leave him. And I might add a little bit of black to part of the eye. And I'll show you what I did to some of my other ones. I'm going to, right now, I'll put my cutters over here, bring my tile in, and get my sweet boy ready to go to be baked. He's so cute. I like him. And you know, you can, my two that are so much alike as far as being dressed won't probably go to the same family. It won't matter at all. And if it did, it wouldn't matter that way either. Now when they come out, I will bead the holder for the top. So let me just set this aside a minute, and I want to show you, I'll wipe this off a little bit, show you what I have been making. You know, you guys, I've been praying a lot lately. There are so many people that are struggling in this world. And, you know, we had a death happen just yesterday. Just yesterday. We heard about a death in the family, and, you know, totally unexpected. And it just, you know, those things come up. And if your heart isn't prepared, it's just one of those things where you really need Jesus when you go through things like that. He makes such a difference. Okay, now that I've got this off, let me wrap this back up. And I will bring in some things to show you. You'll probably get a giggle out of this little guy. He's melting, so he's kind of slid off the top of his body here. And he's kind of slid off to the side, and his head has slid off to the side of this piece of his body. But my husband asked me if he had a bad hip. Well, maybe. Anyway, I used square cutters to make him, and I used cranberry beads and some silver, longer beads, to make the holder or the hanger for him. But he's so cute. I really like him. And I like his boots. I'm going to turn him over and show you. I did put resin on several of these. Sometimes I just put resin on a part of them. But you can tell the back of him is resin. And then I'll just turn it a little bit, and you can see the thickness of it. He's pretty thick. I wanted to make sure I had one piece covering the entire back, because the leaves were sticking out here a little bit, and the shoes are kind of out here a little bit, his boots. But I made these with cutters as well. I started with a little square cutter. This was really easy. I thought, oh, it's going to be hard to make his boots, but it really wasn't hard to make his boots at all. And I used little square cutters to make his body. And then to get the little snow look on his body, I just used this ball tool like that, just pressed here and there all over the place. And of course I did use black for his eyes. Oh, we didn't make a nose for this little guy. Well, they don't necessarily need a nose. I guess I didn't do noses on all of them, but he has a nose. Sometimes you can use carrot, you know, use orange clay and make a carrot. So that's this guy. And I'll put him right over here. And you saw him. I already showed you our little gingerbread boy. I've been making gingerbread boys and girls and snowman. And here is another little snowman. She is so cute. She has bows. And I also used different cutters for her, which were just perfect. I cut them out, and then well, first of all, I used that same, I used pearl clay, and I used this to put swirls on her body like snow. And so let me show you the cutters that I used for her. These are old. Oh my, these are really old. And these have a plunger, so they will push it out for you. And they do have a print, but I was finding I could not get this print to show up very well. So I just decided not to use the print, but I used the cutter for the bottom one. This one for the bottom one. Pardon me. And this one for the top, or for the middle, and then the top one was this smaller one. But as I went, I had to cut a piece out of her bottom, and I cut the piece out with this next second size so that I could fit the piece into it. I don't know if you know what I mean on that one or not, but so I had to do the same with this. And so she has berries for hair, kind of, and a heart for lips, and of course she has black eyes on her pearl color. That's fine, and her arms are leaves. And this is the back of her. I did resin the entire back of her because I wanted to make sure these didn't come apart. These 3 pieces didn't come apart, but I didn't want to resin the front of her body because I like to see those lines. Looks more like a little snowman. But I did resin the leaves, the bows, and her berry hair. All right, let's get this other one. This is a little girl. See if I've got them in there so you can see all of them. And she's got a cute little dress on. I made it so it sort of gathered at the top, and it looks like it's got smocking. I don't know if you can tell that or not. And she's carrying a little purse. And she's got a pink mouth and a little pink heart. And I made her have just a whole bunch of curly hair. She's cute. And of course then I did beads again for the holder hanger. I have to find out the name of that. I always kind of struggle with the name, but I'll call it the hanger. Anyway, and then I put a cute little collar on her dress. And of course, it's not on the back. This, I ended up putting I don't like it, putting the strap of the purse around the back, but I shouldn't have. But I already baked it, so I just left it. And I see that I got a little red on here, but since it's not resin, I can take a little piece of sandpaper and get that off, which I will do. So that's her. She's cute. She's a little cutie too. And let's see what else. Oh yeah. And here I made a little snowman, and you can see how little he is. I'll put him in my hand. And I used some square cutters for that. And also I used a real Christmassy print for him too, and then I went back in and used my perfect pearls to make the berries red and the leaves green, and then I cut the squares out of that. Maybe you can tell. And on the back I put this, and of course you always like to make the back look nice as well. So I will put him right there. He's just tiny. And let's see if I can bring it down a little bit more. This guy's a little bit bigger, and he's a little bit different. Same print as this little guy, and I made 3 pieces and out of different size squares. And then I just took out some wire and I made these hoops for this. This particular artist wire is really easy to form, and so I just made them so I would have the right size. And then of course, I'm not sure I like this color of a hanger for him, but anyway, I like to make them with beads, so I may change that out. I do that a lot, you know. Sometimes you like what you like at the moment, and later you think, nah, I'll change that. So that goes there. Those are cute. Maybe I will move these guys up a little bit because I got a couple more here. Oh, you've seen these. These are the first 2. So you've seen these before. So I'm just going to put that here and this there. I'll move these up just a hair so you can see them too. I'll put this in the back maybe. I like this little boy with the blue. Isn't that pretty? I like that. Okay, so I'll put those there. I think you're being able to see all of them. And then, oh, you've seen some of these other things. I'll just put in, I put in a snowflake. Yeah, and I may have showed you that, I can't remember. So anyway, these are the things I've been working on lately. And it's, you know, it's just never too early to make things to give away for Christmas as Christmas gifts. And so once Christmas comes around, you have all these things to pick from, and you can give them to people. And I find that people really enjoy handmade gifts. Of course, maybe they don't enjoy them as much as I love to make them, but they're just, you know, they're very, very personal. Now I'm going to bring this back in and show you the little guy we made today. So I hope you had a fun time watching, and I will be back soon with a clay video, but also with a Granny J Say video. God bless you all. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.